What's good, my YT family? It's your brother ELI coming to you with another KVA video. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for the support. So let's get to the video. So, tips on how to dominate high school. So, these are all my guys who are either going into high school, freshman, sophomore, senior, junior, whatever. All levels of high school, man. I definitely think these are some very important tips if you want to maximize your high school experience. So these are tips that I wish I knew. These are things that I didn't necessarily, some I did implement, some I've, later in life I figured out, like, whoa, wow, man, like knowing this back in the day, like, once you get older, all of my guys who are in their late 20s or mid 20s, such as me, are definitely going to, or going to have, let's say, not necessarily regrets, but things that they wish that they knew, or things that they wish that they started to implement through high school and became a part of their culture when they got older. Because, as we already know, the habits that we start young are the habits that form us to men, and ultimately to adulthood, and lead us to, wherever we're going. Definitely our habits are definitely key. So the number one tip, I would say, freshman. Let's say if you're starting from a fresh fish, I would say the number one tip would be either matter of fact, number one, join a sport. Now, I don't know, I know this generation of guys, they're not really as athletic, or they're not really geared towards sports. I don't know if, maybe in high school, or I'm sorry, middle school, you might have, not been a guy who was into sports, or you just were a part of a different, community, because, there's multiple communities, just like how you have multiple communities in the YouTube world. You have different communities in high school. You have the jocks, you have the more I don't want to say nerds, but I want to say, academic guys. You have the clubs and things like that. You got the best dressed guys, you got the pretty boys, whatever, but you have multiple sectors or multiple communities in high school. And I would say, before stepping into any of those communities or any of those worlds, I would say first thing you would want to do is join a sport. Joining a sport is probably one of the first tests, especially in high school, is the first, I would like to say it's the ranking system, or the first form of being informed or being implemented into a hierarchy. So the guys who are the most popular, or the guys who are seen as quote unquote alpha in high school, are most likely going to be the athletes, the quarterback, the point guard, the wrestler on the team, the baseball player on the team. From what I seen back, in my days in high school, it seems like such a long time ago, but it really wasn't. 2013. I noticed that the women usually have been really receptive to the football players, the wrestlers, the basketball players, those kind of guys, because I just think because those sports are just so, more active and more, I don't want to say masculine, but they're a little bit more, athletic based versus skill based, from what I've seen. Unlike sports like tennis, baseball, golf, all those sports, I know that, depending on what area you go to, that high schools actually do provide, which is great. And joining any of those sports, apply as well. So if you're a golfer, or you're a baseball player, whatever, if you're into any of those sports, I definitely advise you join a sport. Don't go into high school not doing any extracurriculars or any activities, especially physically, man, because those are the things that get the girls going, man. Those are the things that the girls watch and the girls pay attention to. And, ultimately, what I'm saying, that not necessarily just being in a sport, but being known as a football player, basketball player, whatever. If you get good at these sports, what I'm saying, or if you, train well and you actually do, apply yourself, you also can be, be put into a whole different sector of friends. You might be put into a community of friends where you wouldn't necessarily be around if you weren't in the sports or if you weren't into football, basketball. You want to be invited to these parties and these social events and stuff like that, because you want to make this is all just to make the experience of high school the best you possibly can, without necessarily doing it later or implementing it, once it's too late. Because, man, high school is, it's only a small portion of your life, but it's very important, man. And you want to also just, when you're in these social clubs, you're in these social gatherings, you're enjoying yourself, you're making connections with guys, and, you want to be known as that dude, you want to be known as that man. So I definitely advise joining a sport, man. That's the first thing I would say. Tip number two, I would definitely say focus on your education. So I know when you're first starting out, you're thinking, depending on your mindset when it comes to school. Some people aren't really big into school, right? Some people aren't really big into being in a classroom for 60 minutes at a time. I know a lot of times it's like, I don't need this. What does this help me with? The outside world, depending on, whoever motivates you. Maybe you're an entrepreneur minded man already at a young age, which is good. But you also don't want to be seen as no dummy. You don't want to be seen as a guy who, didn't take anything serious, even though, it's as far as I guess you would say stereotypes. The macho guys who don't show up to class, or the guys who, they'll never show up with a pencil or nothing like that. They're seen as like the cool guys, I understand that. And I've been that guy before as well. But man, your education and you passing classes with honors, or not just honors, but getting high grades, man, that definitely says a lot about who you are. I know it might not seem like it at the time, but it's actually something that's very critical, and it definitely, says a lot about you in your younger years, man. And as well as the sports, you being a smart man, trust me, man, I know women love that as well. Women love a man who, has proven to be disciplined, because it takes a lot of discipline to get high grades. It takes a lot of consistency to get high grades, and it's not easy. You actually do have to apply yourself in a way that makes you unique in a way, because, most guys at your age aren't really taking, their schooling well, or as serious as they should. So yeah, most definitely focus a lot into the books, man. Focus a lot into it. That'll definitely help you in the future. Okay. So the third tip would be hygiene and fashion. Now, this really should have been number one. I didn't want to make it number one, but this is actually so important, man. Smell, fellas, smell, just how you smell on a daily basis. Bruh, it's to women, it's a drug to them, man. I promise you, I'm not lying to you guys. I really wish that I implemented. Now, I didn't come to high school smelling musty. Never leave. I never left the house, smelling bad. That's never been me. But to take it that extra mile to smelling good, man, that is like crack cocaine to women, fellas. That is like, ooh, that gets them going more than anything. Before you even jump through the door, before you even say anything to them, before they even look at you, if you smell good, if you smell good, man, you are already in the 1% of boys or future men in high school, man. I'm telling you that now. If you don't want to do the cologne route, I would do cologne here and there, right? But most definitely, if you want to do, the scented lotions, teak wood is amazing because, it's not a it's not a cologne, but it actually complements your natural scent. So you can go to any Bath and Body Works and get the lotion teak wood, and you just naturally smell good after taking a shower. You lubricate yourself, deodorant, making sure your teeth is clean, making sure your face is clean, your skin is glowing. Man, you're already alpha. You automatically alpha, bro. Like, it's not a debate, it's not a conversation. I will debate this with any man that, man, your smell to a woman is so critical, man, so critical. Then obviously as well, pairing that with your fashion. So you don't have to go out your way. You don't have to do too much, right? You don't have to do too much to look good, especially in high school, man. You don't have to dress, to the latest fashions and stuff like that, because in reality, I'm assuming because you're in high school, you're not making any money. Your parents are probably paying, that's okay. And if you have a job, that's even better. I would advise, if you do have free time in your, in your day, to get a part-time job or whatever. That would definitely help funds, help everything, obviously. But if not, that's cool, understandable, you're young. So getting the basic essentials, white tees, black tees, jeans, pants, cargo shorts. It's summertime, cargo shorts is definitely a thing. And the shoes, obviously shoes are extremely important. So your basic essentials, Air Force Ones, Vans, Converses, boots. I prefer boots. They're more of a masculine look for me. That to me is very a masculine thing, to wear boots. Timberlands. What else boots they have out there? Loafers, other shoes if you want to, but see, these are men's shoes, these are men things. But like I said, this is something that'll separate you from the pack. This is something that'll separate you from the pack, man. And your shoe game, your clothes, how you smell, that separates you already from, like, from, you could kind of use this rule, take this rule and separate it from the two I just said, and it'll automatically put you in a 5%. The two rules that I gave you, that was just, or the two tips, those were just things that help you, as far as just socially, out the gate. But that in general, that's a requirement. The hygiene in the clothes, those are, those should be in any part of your life, whether high school, college, etc. So yeah, man, those 3 tips, that is how you dominate your experience in high school, man. Definitely implement these tips if you like. Let me know how how it's helped you, with your confidence, with everything. And if anything, if you're not going to join a sport, if you say, well, so, I'm not into sports, that's just not my thing, hit that gym, man. You have to hit that gym. Now, like I said before, being just in a sport, it helps you more than just with the look, but it helps you just with the social proof. But if you're not into the sports, you definitely have to hit that gym, man. Hit that gym. Don't be afraid to work out. And, I know maybe guys, maybe younger and, might have been told the lie, well, lifting weights stunt your growth. That's complete bullshit. That's complete bullshit. I'm telling you that right now. That's a myth. So yeah, if you're not going to join a sport, hit the gym. But if, best bet, join a sport, because they will also implement you in the gym as well. So, yeah, man. Those are my 3 tips to dominate high school, man. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Most definitely have a great day or a great night. Peace out.